This isn't Ronaldo. This is Ronaldo. The real Ronaldo is also known as R9 or O Fenomeno, and plenty of other titles including World Cup champion. So move aside Cristiano because Ronaldo Nazario and his famous haircut have the copyright on that name and the World Cup trophy.
Bueno, ¿cómo está Ronaldo? Bueno, ¿cómo está Ronaldo? ¡El sexto! ¡El sexto de Ronaldo! ¡El sexto de Ronaldo!
Ronaldo was one of the brightest talents of his generation and perhaps the best striker or even player in world football for a few years between the late 90s and the early 2000s. Many even suggest that Ronaldo is amongst the greatest to ever play the game, and you know what? We agree. In that golden period, much like a young Kylian Mbappe, he appeared in back-to-back World Cup finals, won one of them and got his hands on a golden boot. The iconic striker is somehow still underrated when it comes to discussing football's best ever, but he certainly hasn't been forgotten by us. Between his career of crazy transfers, great goals and amazing skill, this Brazilian is definitely a cult football hero, don't you think? Ronaldo Luis Nazario de Lima was born on the 18th of September 1976 in Rio de Janeiro. His parents separated when he was 11 and Ronaldo dropped out of school soon afterwards. Football and a professional career was the only option in his mind. Like many young Brazilians, he played on the streets in his hometown of Rio, where he grew up supporting local side Flamengo. His mum once said, "I always found him on the street playing ball with friends when he should have been in school. I know, I lost my battle." Well, aren't we glad that R9 didn't listen to his mother? At 12, Ronaldo started playing organised football and led the city's underage league in scoring, with a record 166 goals in his first season, which included scoring 11 of his team's 12 goals in a single game. Even for youth football or Sunday league, those are pretty mind-blowing numbers. Honing his skills playing futsal, Ronaldo quickly attracted attention from big clubs. His agents actually rejected offers from Botafogo and Sao Paulo, but Ronaldo was also turned down on occasion, and by his favourite club, Flamengo. Why? He had missed training because he couldn't afford the bus. Maybe this was meant to be, but at the time, Ronaldo would have been heartbroken. Anyway, he then got his chance to shine at Cruzeiro. Ronaldo's agents accepted an offer of €50,000 from the club, and he scored 4 goals on his youth team debut. He would go on to break into the first team with ease and shine in his homeland with 44 goals in 47 games. He helped lead the club to their first Copa do Brasil in 1993 and a state championship in 1994. Next, Ronaldo joined PSV Eindhoven after the 1994 World Cup in the States. Technically, he had become a World Cup champion. He was selected for the tournament despite being just 17, but he didn't actually play any games. Brazil legend Romario played a significant role in advising a young Ronaldo to make the switch to Holland. He had played for PSV from 1988 to 1993 and used it as a springboard for further success in Europe. And just like so, Ronaldo, unsurprisingly, took Holland by storm. He scored 10 minutes into his debut against Vitesse and scored a brace on his home debut too. As a teenager in a new country without the language, let's not forget, this kid was sensational. He scored 30 league goals in his first season in Holland, which included 7 braces. After scoring a hat-trick in PSV's game against Bayer Leverkusen in the 1994-95 UEFA Cup, Leverkusen striker and German legend Rudi Völler said, "Never in my life have I seen an 18-year-old play that way." Everyone in the football world finally seemed to be completely flabbergasted by this young Brazilian's raw talent and how he had taken Holland by storm. Small and skinny, but so mature and complete, his frame didn't hinder him. He was simply too good. R9 took to European football like a duck to water. It turns out this teenager was too good for PSV, and brighter lights in Barcelona were calling. Ronaldo won the Dutch Cup in 1996 and had been Eredivisie top scorer in 95. He scored an incredible 54 goals in 58 games. He wouldn't even stick around at Barcelona for long. The sky was the limit for this kid. Ronaldo arrived for a world record fee of $19.5 million and scored 47 goals in 49 games in the 96-97 season for Barca. He would go on to win the European Golden Boot and break La Liga goal scoring records. After quite frankly taking the mickey out of defenders all over Spain, Ronaldo became the youngest player to win FIFA World Player of the Year at just 20 years of age. In the midst of this, another world record transfer was looming, as contract negotiations stuttered with Barca. Inter Milan pounced to sign R9 in the summer of 1997 for a then world record fee of $27 million. He became just the second man since Diego Maradona to break the world record twice. Ronaldo then adapted to Italian football fairly easily, finishing his first season at Inter with 25 Serie A goals and the award for the Footballer of the Year. Ronaldo started to develop into a complete striker. He added more assist and build-up play to his game, as well as becoming a set-piece specialist. He won FIFA World Player of the Year for the second time during his first year with Internazionale. In 1998, Inter beat Lazio in the UEFA Cup final, and Ronaldo came up with a trademark finish to make sure the ribbons on the trophy were the right shade of blue. That summer, a World Cup tournament was coming up in France, and Ronaldo's Brazil were one of the hot favourites to take the title. To put Ronaldo's talent into context, ahead of the '98 World Cup, Jacob Steinberg of The Guardian wrote the following: "No one is as ferociously talented as Ronaldo, whose supernatural mixture of power, pace and skill has made him the player every child in the playground wants to be. At the age of 21, the hopes and dreams of a nation rest on his shoulders." No pressure then. Ronaldo delivered, but Brazil fell just short. The young forward was awarded the Player of the Tournament award as his nation lost to the hosts France in the final. Ronaldo had scored 4 goals and created 3 assists to get his country there, but his time for a gold medal would have to wait. His contributions included 2 goals in the round of 16, 2 assists in the last 8, and a goal in the semi-finals. This young boy was the main man, make no mistake about it. In an extremely unfortunate turn of events for Ronaldo, he fell ill just hours before the big game, suffering from a convulsive fit. He wasn't named in the starting 11 to the shock of the whole world, but later pleaded with his manager that he felt better and was able to play, which he did. Although whether or not this was a sensible move health-wise is obviously questionable. Brazil boss Mario Zagallo was between a rock and a hard place for sure. On one hand, his clearly unwell superstar was begging him to play, but he was worried for his safety and of course the mental effect that this was having on the whole team. All the while, the world was watching on the other end. Spectators were stunned because they had no answers and didn't understand the situation. Zagallo said himself that he wanted to take Ronaldo off during the first half as he could tell he wasn't well, but he feared an almighty backlash in Brazil if he did so. In the end, Ronaldo had little impact on the final bar a nasty collision with France keeper Fabien Barthez. Brazil were in mourning because they had lost a World Cup final, and of course everybody wanted answers as to what had happened on their big day. Some theories suggest he might have been drugged, others said that he had a fit because of the sheer stress of being the main man on the day of football's biggest game. Health experts said he should not have played the game, of course, and others suggested that his sponsor Nike had forced him to. Perhaps all of the ideas around the fiasco were a distraction method for Brazilians to heal the pain of a 3-0 final defeat to France at the hands of Zinedine Zidane. But either way, young Ronaldo had plenty of chapters left to be written in his book, and no doubt he would already be looking ahead to the 2002 World Cup for revenge. If you want to hear about how that went, then hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for part 2. See you in the next video.